blog update of the week. For those of you that watch these video blog updates frequently, you know that about a week ago I talked to you about the difference between money and currency. For example, I gave you the example of a 1 ounce gold coin that was worth $20 in 1933, and that same 1 ounce gold coin today is worth about $1,300. And yet, the piece of paper, the $20 bill that 1 ounce gold piece was exchangeable for in 1933 still only buys about $20 worth of stuff today, and yet the 1 ounce gold coin buys almost $1,300 worth of stuff. See, the important thing to remember when you think about what's going on in today's economy is that 95% of today's money is debt. 95% of today's money is debt. So if you think about this, think about a bank that loans money on a mortgage. That mortgage is a bank asset. It's the liability of the borrower, but it's an asset of the lender or the bank. Now, that's only an asset of the bank as long as the borrower is creditworthy. See, that asset has what's known as counterparty risk. It's only an asset if the other person can pay you back. See, 95% of today's money has counterparty risk. 95% of today's money is debt. And when debt is accumulated, the money supply expands and you get a wealth effect. This is what happened during the last economic autumn season that I believe ended in about 2000, calendar year 2000 that is. Private sector debt was building to a point that it seemed like everything was going along really well. It was very prosperous feeling, but then all of a sudden it screeched to a halt. And that's because when your money is based on debt, when the debt in the system reaches the system's capacity to handle the debt, money creation stops. And that's what happened. That's why the Federal Reserve decided to print a lot of money to try to get this prosperity feeling moving again. But what you need to understand about the Federal Reserve, it's a bank, it's the central bank of the United States, but it's controlled by private bankers. It's not a government entity, it's not a government institution. Now, Mish Talk, which is Mish Shedlock's blog, and Mish has been a guest on the Everything Financial radio program frequently, he wrote a piece on May 5 titled, "It's the Debt Stupid." And I'll give you just a little bit from this because it really makes the point. For those still wondering why the global economy is struggling, the simple answer is it's the debt, stupid. We will return to the global economy in a moment, but first consider the plight of Greece. A detailed study shows that of the 215.9 billion euros in Greek aid, only 9.7 billion euros went to Greece. The rest went to the banks and other creditors. So of 215.9 billion euros in aid, only 9.7 billion went to Greece. That's less than 5%. And yet, Greece still has to pay it all back. Why is this? Well, Mish makes a very great point. The aid programs were badly designed by Greece's lenders, the European Central Bank, the European Union, and the International Monetary Fund. Their priority, the report says, was not to save the Greek people, but its banks and private creditors. See, when you have a central bank controlled by bankers, they're going to be more concerned with protecting the interest of bankers than citizens. Think about it for a minute. Do you think that those that run the Federal Reserve have your best interest in mind as opposed to their best interest? That is all you need to know. If you're not yet a subscriber to my Portfolio Watch newsletter, visit the website yourportfoliowatch.com and subscribe. I'll be back again next week with a couple video blog updates. Thanks for watching.